This reflection explores an idea that matters both in science and in theology. It is the idea that the best model is the one that explains the most with the fewest assumptions. In science, this principle is often called economy, elegance, or Occam's razor. In discussions about Yeshua, the same principle can help us peel away everything that was added over the centuries and return to the core. In the history of science, the heliocentric worldview did not win because someone absolutely proved once and for all that the Earth revolves around the Sun. It won because this model was far simpler and more elegant than the geocentric systems with their epicycles and special adjustments. The model that required the fewest unnecessary additions and tied together the largest number of observations in a clean way became the preferred one. When we apply the same principle to Yeshua, we see that much of what was later added to Christianity is not necessary to understand the heart of his message. Yeshua presented a simple, consistent, and ethically clear teaching. Do what is right, love your neighbor, be merciful, turn away from wrongdoing. There is no complicated metaphysics, no doctrine of the Trinity, no theory of original sin, no legal model of atonement, no speculative theology, only an ethical path. Later generations of theologians added layers of explanations, dogmas, and philosophical systems. They tried to interpret Yeshua through Greek philosophy, Roman law, and medieval speculations about the nature of God. But this often caused the simple core to be buried under theological epicycles, much like Ptolemy's system buried the movement of the sun under more and more circles. If we follow the principle of model economy, we ask instead, what is necessary to understand Yeshua? What must remain for his message to make sense, and what is actually overcomplication? When we look at it this way, the ethical center remains, what he actually said and did. The simple, clear way of living that does not require metaphysical scaffolding. This is not a rejection of faith. It is a return to essence. The two great commandments Yeshua taught, to love God and to love your neighbor, become the pillars on which everything rests. It is a theology that does not need to be shielded by complex dogmas, but can be understood immediately in human experience. In this sense, the principle of economical models becomes a method for clearing away the unnecessary in theology. It is not an attack on tradition, but an invitation to clarity. It is the same principle that drives science. If a theory can be explained more simply without losing anything essential, it brings us closer to truth. When we peel away what was added, we are left with a Yeshua who is open, ethically clear, and fully human. It is a faith that does not depend on philosophical constructions, but a faith that can be lived. And that may be the most economical and at the same time the most powerful model of all. Thank you for listening. If you found this reflection meaningful, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Peace and blessings to you.